I remember growing up playing vanilla WoW with the best memories. I would level a ton of characters and it took me really long time getting to level 40. Buying my first mount, that was my big goal. I was boosting players in dead mines and looting all the mobs so I could save up. At the same time I would flip auction house on twink items, as back when twinking was really popular, as the player base was really high and everyone would have one, including myself. I did pretty well in my rogue in Warzone Girls. Now to think of it, maybe I should give that another try sometime. Right now I'm 29, so while not old, I do feel like I have given this game a lot of my attention. So much so that I cannot really get excited playing single player games anymore. Maybe you feel the same. No matter what game comes out, I just watch a stream or skip through a YouTube playthrough of it, if it really excites me. Even if I do start up the game, it is for the story and I feel like I'm wasting my time. Of course, there is this saying, time well wasted is not wasted time, they say. Still, I'd rather watch some Netflix, go outside, exercise, hang out with friends, than being alone playing a single player save that no one cares about. Even rewatching the old good shows, telling someone, hey, I just cleared Uncharted, man, it was a great game, feels like the same as saying, I just finished this show. Most likely you have more in common with the show, as not everyone plays your game, so you have something to chat about when you go out. Like for example, Squid Game's last season was epic and I loved every single minute of it. For me, a game needs multiplayer to keep my attention. I like to somewhat compete and choose my own dedication level. While I don't have to go all the way, I can feel out what works for me. A nice loop in terms of getting better at it every week makes me feel great about myself. Progress is a big thing in games or even exercise, and with community building on top, it is even better. I like to talk to players, get their thoughts, meme, joke around, maybe get some advice, learn from them. Let's say a person joins my raid playing at the lowest level. Seeing him climb every week on the meters and Warcraft vlogs in Classic WoW and him putting more and more effort every week satisfies me greatly. With WoW Classic I sometimes have coaching calls and the hours just fly by while I'm talking about the game I love and helping someone that greatly appreciates it. Still, we are not all 29. I know many of my viewers, if I go into my analytics, are actually way older than me. So how are you feeling about World of Warcraft in general, or the classic version? I'm very interested in hearing about it below. We keep replaying the same game. Blizzard finally listened and gave in. But the problem now is that we have too many versions, and the player base is too split. We did Classic WoW Fresh with the 2019 version, Season of Mastery, Season of Discovery, and now Classic Anniversary with Hardcore. For the real tryhards that missed the old versions, we had Classic Era, and I'm happy I can call that place my home. All these other versions, they morph and form into others, while they keep adding older expansions, or closing the server entirely, like with the seasons. Whenever I feel like playing, I know there is a run going on Classic Era. I can hop in and have fun. I will even see the same players I did a year ago, and the Era player base is amazing. Sure, there are bad apples on every tree, but in general, many players will help you if you ask questions. Now, it is not all perfect. The thing that got to me is getting world buffs. It was getting a bit tiring. Recently I was getting tilted off it. I had Rent on Alliance backfire on me 3 times in a row. It would pop just before I had it ready, or perhaps some ganker got me. Those are the moments when my sanity takes a hit and I think to myself, am I getting too old for this? Is it worth getting all these world buffs? Recently though, I took a break on playing World of Warcraft on Classic Era Alliance side and just played a bit of Horde. I organized rebuffs after our anniversary raids, as we host 4 a week, so these I do not mind. But on Classic Era there are just barely any world buff pops. So after this little break, all my tiredness or tilt was gone from it and I started enjoying it again. We all need breaks on things, and they honestly do work. Many Classic WoW Anniversary or Era players take breaks, but they mostly all come back at some point and get gaming again. When they do, they message me and ask me what I'm up to, and I try to include them back in our group plans. What other game does this? No other game scratches this itch for me right now. Maybe perhaps in the future. During the Burning Crusade we did not have world buffs for a while though. At the same time we went from 40 players to 25, and while I loved it, it was a different experience. I kind of missed the community vibe we had with our server Basic Core back then. Everyone knew each other and there was always some new story going around. Oh, Johannes got double binding in his GDKP raid. Eternal griefed goons in their speedrun and a video of it, how they did it. Then they went for a rebuff and still did better MC clear time than them. Anyways, 25 men with World of Warcraft Classic TBC, well, a different experience does give bonuses. Less headache to host, less players to please just to show up. Just before Classic WoW ends, you could downsize from 40 to 25, maybe cut a bit of the dead weight, or increase from 40 to 50 with a few alts and do 2 rosters. I remember we went from 6 40-man Nax rosters on Razorgore and 3 AK-40s to only 1 25-man TBC raid. All of a sudden, everyone did not have 6 alts ready to raid anymore. Our server Razorgore had died in player base during SSC TK release, and we all had to transfer to Firemaw, or we just could not play and enjoy the game anymore. I then honestly took a break and started playing Season of Mastery, which I do not regret, as it was a fun, fresh experience and met many friends that still play with us still now. People like Pingen and Strapel, for example. I will not go into the full history of my gameplay and hosting here. I am thinking of making it a series of each expansion or game what we experienced. If you're interested in a story series, drop a comment so I know there's some interest. So where were we, right? No world buffs in TBC. You'd think this would be a good thing, and I thought it was, but I learned quick it had really big downsides actually. Players would play Karasan with me, Flask for 2 hours, we would be done in 1 hour, and then they would just log out till next week to use that 1 hour Flask again. Imagine that. Almost like they had full world buffs and wanted to log out and use them for next week. This made the game very dead in phase 1 and 2. More and more players got geared and did the same. There was just not much to do. Now with us older and the Burning Crusade about to come out again, this what I experienced before will only be back even more. This would all change when Black Temple arrived, as you had world bosses, SSCTK, Cruel Maclair, Karasan, and of course, many players had alts. You could play together way more, just like in phase 6 back in 2020 Classic. The thing is though, GDKP would help with this. Loads would level on alt after alt and make gold with them to finance their alt mount or even more gear on their main. Now with no GDKP, I see it in Anniversary too. Players are just less motivated to level extra characters, as it does not make their main get more gear or do any better. Anyways, enough about WoW Classic. Let's talk about the real life impact. My friends ask me, hey, let's hang out Wednesday evening. And I have to tell them, no, I have a raid. This I have done over and over many times, and some got tired of it, to be honest. Maybe your girlfriend wants to go out and she's giving you some girlfriend aggro. Just gotta pop that vanish, bro. Or you are just tired and you want to skip the raid. But if you're in the Loot Council guild, the main tank, the master looter, maybe a class leader, it is important you do not miss any raids. Or even a regular member will think, no, my loot chances will go down. Or perhaps, you know, his item drops that he was first in line for. Or perhaps you paid 13 euros for your sub and you want to get the max value out of it and at least play 4 raids per month. You think I should level another character so I can get twice the value out of my sub, twice the enjoyment of the raids. Now I go further in time and you see yourself 6 months from now raiding on 5 characters every week and a regular in different raiding communities getting those sweaty buffs. You have even leveled 3 Warlock Summoners and have 3 account clickers everywhere to make buffing easy and some rent cappers. You do not want to lose your raiding spot in any of these raids and you keep at it regardless of what version of World of Warcraft you play. It is kind of like a mousetrap, and there is a reason the game sets it up like that. Big reason why World of Warcraft is so successful is that 1 week cooldown on the end game content. Whoever thought of it is a genius. Many say World of Warcraft is a bad habit, but I can honestly say it has helped me grow as a person, made me a ton of friends, more socially aware, and I do not regret playing WoW at all, and I will continue to play for a long time. I hope they release WoW number 2. Boy oh boy. But it depends how much you use it. If you always eat chocolate, then it's not very healthy, right? But every once in a while, you are fine. What is that saying? Life is like a box of chocolates. I can compare it to another bad habit, a friend I was talking to recently that likes going out to the clubs with his friends. Honestly, I do not like it that much. Sure, I like to dance on some music and have fun, but I like parties where you can actually hear the other person talk. Let's go over the bad habit, clubbing. It usually starts getting good very late. That is already bad, as you will go to bed very late. This will mess up your sleep the next day, and not even talking about the alcohol in your system making you foggy. You enter a club, maybe with a fee, pay for overpriced drinks that you perhaps have at home already. Then you have a bottle service or reserving a table that you have to pay to access. You're there with friends, but try talking, you will keep yelling in each other's ear. Not very comfortable, right? By the time it is over, it is 4 AM and your sleep rhythm is wrecked. I myself do not drink, but say you do, perhaps you have to get a cab as you cannot drive home anymore. It is a mousetrap, and at the end of it, you spent $100, so that 13 euro sub is not looking too bad now. You're actually able to talk to your friends on Discord, and they can hear you. I'm not saying do not do it. Go have fun and enjoy yourself. I'm just comparing it to something like WoW, and sharing what I talked about with my friend. While we're going off topic, yes, I'm too old for clubbing. But I'm not too old for World of Warcraft, and I'm sure you're not either. I made a poll recently asking if my audience thinks if we are, and here it is. Even logging back in for one raid a week, I'm sure anyone could do. Just take a few breaks, but always come back. Make time for your hobbies and keep sharing our amazing World of Warcraft with others. I still love to log in daily and meet new fans of the game, and I hope it continues into the younger generation. I always find something to do, never really bored. If so, I just make another alt character. If I hear someone is between the age of 18 or 22 and playing WoW in my raids, I do my best to make them feel included in the runs, in our boomer game. I still cannot find that classic World of Warcraft scratch anywhere else. New World was close though, it just missed the end game. Always have hopes of some new MMORPG coming. We'll keep an eye out for all of us and let you know. If you like this video, I'm sure you will like this one. Links are down below. I'll see you in the next one.